Hello, my name is Sarah Davis, and the psychological disorder that I chose to present today is schizophrenia. We'll start with the symptoms. There's many different types of symptoms that schizophrenia can cause. They include behavioral, cognitive, different types of moods, psychological symptoms, and speech symptoms. So some behavioral ones include isolation, aggression, agitation, and hostility. Some cognitive ones are hallucinations or delusions, amnesia, mental confusion. Different types of moods you can get is anger, frustration, loss of interest, and different types of elevated moods. Psychological symptoms include paranoia, depression, hearing voices in your head, and things like that. And different type of speech symptoms that you can get consist of being incoherent and rapid and frenzied speech. So the age of onset is typically diagnosed in late teen years to your early 30s, but it's now found that males tend to emerge the symptoms earlier than females. Males, it emerges in late adolescence to early 20s, and in females, the average is early 20s to early 30s. The estimates of an international prevalence among non-institutionalized people is 0.33% to 0.75%. Okay, now the prognosis. There's no known cure, but the outlook is improving every day. Typically, the earlier that you find the symptoms or the fact that you have schizophrenia, the better your chances are. A look into 10 years of having it, 50% of people, they improve so well that they can live on their own, they can have a normal daily life of working. They don't typically need extra help or extra support. 25% of people, however, they're doing better, but they still need a wide range of emotional support, physical support, someone pretty much helping them, guiding them into normal day-to-day things. And then 15%, they don't typically do any better, and they're mostly hospitalized or institutionalized. Now, a look into a real story is about a 20-year-old college student named Miles. Now, Miles was brought into the ER after an episode involving his ex-professor. So Miles had been suspended from his college for 7 months before this episode happened. He went into his ex-professor's classroom and started accusing him of stealing his college tuition money, when the real fact was Miles started doing worse in school and dropping his grades, so he got kicked out of school. So within that past year of Miles' life, he completely changed his character. He stopped hanging out with all of his friends. He stopped keeping up with his physical appearance. They said that he had been wearing the same clothes for days on days, and that he would rarely even bathe. And it stated that his sister even mentioned that she witnessed Miles mumbling to himself and talking to people who weren't actually there. So whenever they took him to the ER, the very first thing that the ER noticed was that he was poorly groomed and he was inattentive and preoccupied. So after that, while Miles was there, they offered him food and he wouldn't take it. He accused the nursing staff and the doctors of planting drugs in his food, and it wasn't good. And so his sister and his father took the nurses aside and told them that his grandmother had been mentally institutionalized for 30 years of her life, and that they should maybe look into that. And then they also told them about Miles's mother and how she actually signed herself into a mental institution herself. So, after speaking with Miles, he finally agreed to sign himself into the psychiatric unit for treatment, and that was probably the best thing that he could have done, according to his sister. Thankfully his father and sister noticed the signs when they did. My sources were mayoclinic.com, webmd.com, nimh.nih.org, and psychiatry.org. Thank you for listening.